Hey everyone, so we're here with the Singer sewing machine. Um, Not sure how old this one is. It's pretty old though, I think. I think it's it's the Featherweaight 221, I believe. And I think there's different years, but model 221. Uh, let's see. It says the Singer Sewing Company designed to design a particular portable sewing machine and variants that were manufactured and sold worldwide between 1933 and 1970. So I'm not sure how old this one is, but I think they're all fairly similar. And um, so the problem was turning the wheel at the end down here. It wasn't moving the needle up and down, and so we thought it might have been the belt or something like that, but it wasn't. And we look in here, and my daughter said, "Hey, look, there's some string cut in there." Well, apparently this is a pretty common problem, and I have this book, Featherweaight 221, the perfect portable, and it stitches across history, and it has some information in this book regarding this machine. And thread jamming was one of the big problems here. So looking at this, I'm fairly certain that's why the needle's not going up and down. This thread is really jammed in there. So they have some directions in here. I've never done this before. I'm going to try and follow the directions and let you watch. They don't really seem super clear to me, maybe because I don't really know all the ins and outs and pieces of this machine, but it says start with you lift the machine's presser foot, and one of the daughters said that that was this thing here. It's in the lifted position. Okay. Remove the two throat plate screws, then remove the plate by working it under the bed extension with your fingers. So I'm fairly certain these are the two throat plate screws. Like I said, I don't really know the nomenclature of this thing, but apart from these two screws here, there is a screw going into here and going into here that you can't really see from your angle. There's a screw going right into here and another one going right into there. But these two are more accessible. I'm thinking that's it. It shows in the diagram. I don't know if you can see this diagram that well with the glare of the light or whatever. But it shows in the diagram these two screws. It talks about a jib screw or gib screw. I don't know, gib. Position finger. I don't know. Remove the two throat plate screws, then remove the plate by working it under the bed extension with your finger. It helped if I knew what the bed extension was. Open the bobbin case latch and remove the case. I have no idea. I guess that's the bobbin thing. Using your small screwdriver, take out the tiny jib screw shown in illustration 1. Be sure to put it where it won't be lost. A small jar is good. Remember that replacement screws are no longer available. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to remove the two throat plate screws, I think. So I'm thinking it's these two right here. So I got this handy dandy screwdriver here. And alright, it's pretty snug, but I'm really hoping that this is one of the throat plate screws. Unscrewing it. Okay. Putting it right there where it won't get lost. Removing the second one. This screwdriver is quite handy. There's a bunch of different bits. And it has a little thing where you can press down and then just rotate it so you don't have to, keep using your wrist where you just turn your fingers. So I'm putting the two screws over there. Well, you can't see that. Anyway, remove the two throat plate screws, then remove the plate by working it under the bed extension with your fingers. Is this one piece or? Uh-oh. It looks like two pieces. Oh. Maybe I removed the wrong screws then. There are 2 other screws, but I don't know if that's the bed extension or if this would be the one. Hold on. If there was some nomenclature to this, that would super help. Remove the 2 throat plate screws, then remove the plate by working it under the bed extension with your fingers. So this really didn't seem to do anything. These, I'm not sure. It's a little piece of metal here you can see, but it doesn't. Uh-oh. Eek. Okay. So, was I supposed to take this thing off or what? There was a little bit of stuff under there. Anyway, it's a little piece that looks like so. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if this is the correct piece. Remove the 2 throat plate screws. Then remove the plate. I think maybe this plate is this whole thing. I'm going to put this back on there. Hopefully. Maybe. Boy, yeah, a nomenclature would be great. Just if it can give me the rundown on all the pieces. Oh my goodness. Now, can I even get this back on there? Doesn't help that these parts are very tiny and intricate. And so can I get that up under there? Eek. Ah. Okay. Phew. Okay, I'm going to put those 2 back on there, but I'm fairly certain that that's not it, because it's talking about a plate, and that's 2 pieces that were coming off of there. So I'm going to put this back. And put this back on there. Okay, they're screwed on there fairly tightly, so I've tightened them down pretty good. It's got to be the other thing then. That's the only thing I can think of. It looks like it might be one piece. And then the way it's talking about it. Remove the 2 throat plate screws, then remove the plate. Okay, so, haha. Well, how do you remove them? Because it's not a very good angle. Okay. I'm assuming this is one of the, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a screw here, screw here. It looks like it's attached to one plate. I'm going to go ahead and unscrew these and then see what happens. Okay. So it does look like it's one piece. Okay, so I'm thinking this might be correct because now there is like one piece that looks like some kind of something that you could call a throat plate screw. Then remove the plate. Doesn't say plate, it says plate. So okay, so I'm thinking that the plate must be this part. Then remove the plate. Throat plate by working under the bed extension with your fingers. So I think that this is the. Okay, so there's a lot of gunk in there. Okay, so put those aside. Open the bobbin case latch and remove the case. I think my daughter already did that. I think that goes on top of here. Using your small screwdriver, take out the tiny jib screw shown in illustration 1. Be sure to put it where it won't be lost. I don't know if that's jib or gib. G-I-B. Gib screw, maybe. So it says remove that. Put it where it won't be lost. Remember that replacement screws are on. Okay, so remove it. I need a smaller screwdriver. Where's the... Okay, I have this one too. Which fits perfectly, okay. Okay, that is tiny. That's very tiny. Okay, good thing this is slightly magnetized. So I got that tiny little screw out of there. Now what does it say to do? Remove the replacement, okay. Now, position finger is this part right here, it says. The gib screw was this part. Now it says pivot the retainer gib or jib downward as shown in the illustration 2. Okay. Nothing's really moving here. And they have it like swinging open. Pivot the retainer, the gib, downward as shown in illustration 2. It may be a bit tight, but it will move. You can help by putting a wooden toothpick in the hole and pushing outward. Do not use your screwdriver, it may damage the threads the gib fits into. So, from what I can see from the illustration, it's supposed to pivot down. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm pivoting it. Okay. Still the thread, you can see the thread is stuck in there still. And they say that because this machine is so precisely made, that's why even just a little piece of thread in there can stop it from working. So I'm trying to, like it said, I'm trying to position this downward. I've pretty much pulled it out as far as it'll pivot, I think. I think it has a pivot point here. Okay, now it says, so I got the illustration here, I don't know if you guys can see that. To have this, the gib out, pivoted out, and you can see that I've got it pivoted out. Okay. Okay. Refer to illustration 3. Rotate the bobbin case base with a fingertip until the point on its edge is just below the point on the sewing hook. Holy cow, I didn't understand a word of that. Sewing hook.
Mom, do I put this in there?
Case base point. Hook point. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I'm not really understanding this. I'm sorry, folks. Like, I am learning this as I go. Just trying to help someone out there with a video. Like, let's see here. Rotate the bobbin case base below, or with a fingertip until the point on its edge is just below the point on the sewing hook. Like that. in this position, and in this position only, I don't know what it's talking about, the bobbin case base may be removed. Using your fingertips, squeeze the raised edge opposite its position finger and pull outward. Be sure you are pulling on the raised edge. Oh my goodness. Not the stud that sticks out of its center. You may have to spin it a bit each way to find the exact position. Caution, do not use pliers. If you want to resort to using pliers, the part's positioning is not correct. It says something about you're able to pull this out. My goodness. Okay, so I am not. So this comes out that way. Now. What part rotates? Oh wait, it's rotating. Hold on, hold on. Ah, I pulled the hair out. I pulled this thread out here. There's more under there though. There's like more in there. So I wonder if there's a position where I can pull this actually out of here. I think there is a position that says where you can pull this out. It says in one place and in one place only you can pull this out. It looks like it's right here. Oh. Come on.
Right? What? Why did you just laugh? Yeah. You guys did a good job on it, gave you money for it. So that wasn't very kind to laugh at you.
This pin. I'm sorry, folks. Like, it looks like this is supposed to come out of here. I don't know why it's not. I'm trying to rotate it while I pull up on it.
I think you guys are just like little slaves or something. You guys think
Huh.
you guys are my slaves or something?
Oh man. Case base point.
What?
Is that? Hook point. That could be that there, maybe. Man, I don't know, folks. I'm sorry if I'm not. It's got the hook there, and looks like this is the correct position, but it's just not coming out of there. It's spinning freely though now, which is probably, but there's threads under there that I can see that I want to try and get out. And you know what? I'm gonna pause this. This is running kind of long. I apologize. I'm trying to figure out how to get this thing out, and then if I do get it out, I'm gonna explain how I did it. Hold on. Alright folks, we're back. So I did get the piece off and I'm not even really sure how. I was just holding onto this lip part right here as I was rotating it and jiggling it, and right about here-ish it did come off. I'm not sure how I'm going to get that back in there, but just so you know, it did come off right about, I want to say it was right about in this position here. And I was jiggling it, I was kind of wiggling it back and forth and jiggling it. It was turning freely, and I was rotating it around to get to about this point, and I was just kind of jiggling it and turning it, and it came off pretty easy. So I'm not sure exactly where, but there's no thread under there now. I do see there's a couple little threads down here. I don't know if you see right down in there. I'm going to try and pull. I don't know if you can pull any more of this housing out, but there's still a little bit more thread in there. I cleaned around there a little bit with some Q-tips. I'm going to try and get that thread out with some tweezers. That's stuck on there pretty good. I wonder if you can rotate this or something. Okay, so that was the problem. It's rotating now, whereas before it was not. So that was the problem there. Now there's just some thread here, and I'm pretty sure there's not supposed to be thread there. I wonder if I can work it out of there or what. There's the needle coming down. I'm pretty sure there's not supposed to be thread here, so come on. I just don't want it to gunk up the machine. Man, but I don't know how much more of this I can take apart. Okay. Anyway, so that's how you clean if it's stuck in that part there, I guess. It says now let's put your machine back together. First thing you want to do is put a drop of sewing oil on the back side of the bobbin case base. This will ensure the parts do not run dry after reassembly. Then follow these instructions. Put the bobbin case base in the same position as shown in illustration 3 right. Holding the base by the raised edge opposite its position finger. Spin a bit each way until it seats. Right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna pause this. I'm gonna try and get the as much of that thread out of there as I can that's underneath the base, and then I'll try and see if I can get me putting that bobbin base back in on video. So we'll be right back.